All right, share screen, and here we go. So here is where you should be able to see this, this website here. This is just Google Earth. And what I did was I went into Google Earth. I created my own map here. And in my map, I put the latitude and longitudes of where the tree height data is coming from. And if you click on it, you can see, I click on one of these. If you click on it, it tells you over here, I added all the height and elevation. So these are the height of the trees, and these are the elevations at the base of the trees. At the base of the trees. So yeah, so as you can see here, these are different measurements. These are measurements of different trees, but they were all on a flat surface, just at about 146.5 meters above sea level. So yeah, we have data coming in from all over. So I'm going to flip this to the satellite, and I'll go won't let me do it here. That won't let me do it. Oh yeah, let me go out here. So on the globe, in the Google Maps, you can see there's some data coming in from Europe. We have some from Oman. These are the beta testers coming in, and we have a bunch from Thailand. And flip over here to the United States. So we have a bunch in the U.S. And that's Jeff and crew up here, and these are ones from my state of Maryland. So yeah. Oh, so I should say. Well, I said Jeff and crew. No, I don't mean that. So Jeff, get on the ball. But I know you're always on the ball. Well, this is from Jody Haney and her students at Bowling Green State University. So if we go and we zoom in, we should be able to see that they took measurements at several different points. I'm not sure if it'll actually let us go to all the different ones. But yeah, but there are ones from different points here. Further, because they were all on the Bowling Green. Yeah, there we go. The Bowling Green State University campus. As you can see, there's measurements at several different locations here at Bowling Green. So if we click on each one of these, it tells us where the tree is exactly. This is the lat long at the tree, and also the height of the tree and the elevation of the tree. So you can see they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, around 10 different trees that they're measuring in this commons area, outside of where Jody and her students are doing class. So very cool stuff. And we're excited that they're coming from all over the world. And, we're not expecting a ton of things because, this hasn't been advertised as anything yet on Globe because we're just doing the beta testing. So I put in a request. This is a proposal request for a mini campaign for ICESat2, which would include, information getting out from the Globe program on social media, things like that. So we'll grow a lot bigger. But as we're taking this data now, this is just the data that's coming in from the beta testers. And, this is a measure and learn type environment where, if things aren't going right, we try to figure out why not. It's because once our satellite launches, which the nominal date is September 12th of this year, we will be launching the satellite. We want to have everything ready to go. We want to campaign. We want to make sure the measurements are coming in and that they're coming in, that they're not taking a lot of extra work, giving a lot of extra work to the teachers, that it's pretty easy to repeat the measurements over time. So yeah, that's what we're focusing on right here. So that's a little bit about where the data is coming from. I know, Lynn, you mentioned earlier a couple minutes ago that you were going to be working with the teachers and students to get the tree height data measurements coming. So yeah, thank you for that. We're not expecting it right away. I know there's lots of other things on teachers' plates. So, but yeah, looking forward to those measurements coming in. I know Jeff is going to be doing that as well, and other folks here will be doing that as well. So I have a bunch of people who are going to be taking measurements. Several from Maryland that I know of, and there's our friend Richard Roker in Puerto Rico is trying to do it. They're having some issues right now with their. I think I mentioned this on the last one, or he was here in the last one, that they just got Wi-Fi in certain areas of Puerto Rico, but the way they got Wi-Fi is, I don't know if it was AT&T, I think, brought down these large, like, hot air balloons, and they launched them up with Wi-Fi, basically Wi-Fi interfaces, so they could actually get some Wi-Fi on the island. So it's pretty tricky right now. So excited about this. Anybody have any questions yet or concerns or things that they're going to be doing or how it's going to work with their classes?
You ready?
Good.
Yeah, I was trying to throw together the clinometers with like protractors and straws and strings and weights and things like that. And I got to the point where, you know, being a junior high teacher, knowing how kids beat on things and, you know, worrying about, you know, accurate measurements, I just kind of stopped and I said, forget it. And I asked our PTO to sponsor me, and it's going to the meeting at, I think, 6 o'clock tonight. And I asked for 2 clinometers and, you know, 2 industrial measuring tapes, the ones that you can stake in the ground and you can pull 100 meters off of that, you know. And so I asked for,
There we go.
you know, 2 of those and 2 tapes, or 2 clinometers and 2 tapes. And I'm hoping that, you know, that will excite the kids and, you know, make them want to go out and start doing this. I just didn't have a good feeling, you know, making homemade MacGyver stuff. You know, I wanted, you know, tools that the kids could, you know, look at, get excited to use. And, you know, I'm hoping that, you know, this year we'll be able to start getting going on this. And I think the actual process in itself will be fairly easy to do. It's just, you know, getting things figured out, you know, methodically and all that. So
Yep.
that's really where I'm at right now with the whole thing. So we will do it. It's just, I hate excuses more than anybody, but all of our trees, my God, they lost their leaves. And it's like, we got 1 pine tree in the whole campus, you know? Yeah. So.
Yeah, and that leads you to another point. You know, we have, when you go in to do the data measurements, this question came up from several people who I got emails from, and I'm going to pop into the Globe website. I saw my screen shared, and I'm going to go as if I'm entering data, and I'm going to choose my ICESat2 section, and we're going to do a new observation here. It's the biometry one. So we're going to just put this in here like we did a different day. But when you go in to do the tree height, it's a whole biometry thing. When you go in to measure tree height, I'm going to go down to the tree height section. In here, it asks for, if you're not, this is just if you happen to do the genus and the species of the tree, that's fine. You can enter that info here. But if you happen not to know that, you can put in what's the word here? Oh man, I can't remember what it was. Geez. Oh yeah, you put in unknown, and then you can put in here unknown as well. And what that will allow you to do is that'll allow you to enter height measurements for trees that you may just want to do the height measurements and you don't have the genus and species. Okay, because if you don't have anything in these areas, these 2 bars here, you will not be able to submit it because it'll say you need to put this info in here. So if you put unknown, if you just happen to be doing tree height and not worrying about the species, we like the metadata, we like the other data, we do. But if you happen to be in there doing it and you don't have the genus and the species of the trees, because maybe, you know, Jeff, all the leaves are gone and you're not sure what it is, you can't tell by, you know, just looking at it, you know, you can still do, you know, put unknown in there and then do tree height measurements. You don't have to have circumference, but, you know, the latitude, longitude, and then the elevation there. So that's all that info is in there. And then you can basically go down here and send the data. That's just one way to do it. That happened. A lot of people weren't able, they didn't put anything in these fields, and they were trying to submit this, and they're like, I just can't submit the data. It won't take it. Well, I went and I asked Globe about it, and they said, oh yeah, you have to put unknown in there. I did not know that. It does not say that on the write-ups at all. So you have to put unknown in those boxes if you're just doing that during the tree height. So yeah. So
hey, Jeff, I hope you get funded, but if not, check out your physical ed teachers or your track, because we have those large measuring tapes that they use for the long jump and for the track and field.
I think everything's going to be fine. I mean, you know, for the 4 tools, it was only like $100. When you look on, I think it was Amazon, I was looking for the clinometers, and I think I found them for like 30 or 40 bucks. And then I found the exact same tool on like a forestry website for like half price. It was only $16 for a green handheld with a level on it. And I thought that was pretty cool. So that was, you know, I asked for 2 instead of 1, naturally. So.
Did you check? You said you checked Amazon. Is that what you said before?
Yeah, Amazon was pricier. It was like double the cost, but the one on the forestry website was cheaper. And
that
it's the
was
same thing.
You could just buy one. What, that wasn't like a quantity price. That was just, you could just buy one at that $16 or whatever.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. That's cool.
So, yeah, it was $16.49 or something like that. And so I said, well, if it's $16, I want 2. Because it was like 30 or 40 for 1 on Amazon. So
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, Amazon's usually pretty good because that's where I get the you know, the temperature guns. And you can get them on, you can get those on Amazon. They're like some really like no name Chinese brand, but they're like $7, $8.
Yeah, the IRTs. Yeah.
Yeah, they're awesome. Yeah, they're really good. Yeah, I've had the same one for. Geez, I actually use it in the paranormal investigations that I do to measure temperature gradations and stuff. So. But yeah, gradation. So it's cool, man. I've had the same one for probably 4 or 5 years now, and you know, the one I use for that never have a problem. So yeah. Okay, great. So a couple other things here. I want to show you. We also have, you know, if you want to follow the ICESat2 mission a little bit, you know, we've been adding some blogs here that are talking about. Right now, we have some folks for ICESat2. Who were on the first webinar with us a couple months ago, Tom Newman and Kelly Brunt. They are actually down in Antarctica now for 2 months. They're doing a South Pole traverse of Antarctica on this basically it's a oversized snowmobile, but they're doing measurements that will help in the ground validation of the ICESat2 satellite data over Antarctica. So they're doing some base measurements now for 2 months. They started at the geographic South Pole, and they started, you know, on this traverse. So it's a 2-month traverse. So pretty remote areas down there. But yeah, so we have on here we have under the community section we have the community blogs, and in here you'll find, you know, some of the blogs. Sorry, the school website takes a little bit. But yeah, we have some blogs here about the program, about the 88 South. So this is one of the things that, you know, we're prepping as beta testers to get the tree height measurements, you know, get those measurements fine-tuned so that when the satellite launches, we can then do comparisons of tree height between the satellite measurements and the student-based measurements. So what they're doing here is they're actually going down and taking these ground-based measurements as well. They're not doing tree height, of course, because not many trees are growing in Antarctica, but they're doing these tree height measurements. They're doing these ground-based measurements of elevation of the ice, and then they're going to be using that data and help compare it to what they see with ICESat2, you know, when it flies overhead, starting, you know, September 12th and on. So it's a good comparison to see. So you can check it out here, and here's just an example. The latest one is called On the Road Again, and this is their traverse where they start here at the South Pole, and you see they're going in, you know, these directions, this, you know, 70 kilometers, 100 kilometers, and then they go out here, and then they come back. So they're taking these measurements where we're taking these measurements all across, you know, this section of Antarctica, and they're going to be, you know, comparing this to the satellite data when it's launched. So you can follow that on the Globe website, or you can just click on that on the Globe website blog and then go to here and then follow it on the Earth Observatory, because everything's on NASA's Earth Observatory right now. So yeah, so that's where we stand with the beta testing, and I know like we're excited that the data is coming in. We're excited that we're getting more data coming in, and I know more is going to come in the spring. When some people said they're going to wait until springtime until the trees actually have leaves on them, so they can actually do the identification of that, so they don't have to go back and, you know, do that later. So they're going to do the identification of the trees, the genus and species, along with the tree height. So you know, measurements will be coming in. So super excited about that. Any questions or ideas or excitement about getting this accomplished? You know, I think it'll be pretty cool. Once we get the satellite up there, we'll have a lot more measurements coming in. But this is going exactly planned. I'd like a couple more measurements, but right now it's tough because it's wintertime in the northern hemisphere, and the majority of the beta testers are from the northern hemisphere, so it's a little tricky right now, and it's cold a lot of places as well. So, yeah.
Honestly, the cold, seems to make them not want to go outside as much right now. Like today, just to get kids going outside again. Oh, there's snow on the ground, Mr. B, or it's too cold, and
yeah.
Anyways, no, I'm excited. I think as soon as we get some good stuff, we'll be rip roaring. We'll be all right.
Yeah, and I'll definitely, as soon as we get notification that we are going to become a campaign, I'll let everybody know that. And then, once that gets, done, I'll write up some stuff. It'll go out on the Globe website. Since you guys are the beta testers, you're the data that you put in will be shown as examples, and you guys will be in the limelight with everything that we do with starting this campaign, because you are the ones who are, the foundation of this and getting these measurements done in advance. So, yeah, we're looking forward to it. So we're excited. Hopefully I'll know in the next, I don't even know, next couple months. I should mention that we eventually, as I mentioned, I think last webinar, is that the Globe Observer will be, unveiling a new protocol. It'll be land cover. And it looks like that's going to be by like around January 22nd or a little after. So this will be part of the Globe Observer Citizen Science app. So once that gets up and, that's up for about 2 months or so, and the bugs get worked out there, we are going to be adding a tree height component to that protocol for the Citizen Science app, the Globe Observer app. So that's another way that we're going to get the data in. So we're excited about that for sure, because we're figuring out now how to best do that without, when you talk about citizen science and using a cell phone, you want to have them have to use the least amount of instrumentation as possible, or the measurements really won't get done. We see that a little bit with we see tons and tons of cloud measurements coming in, but the second one, the mosquito habitat mapper, of course, we don't have as many mosquito habitat mapping data as the clouds, because it requires, some instrumentation. The clouds really doesn't require anything but a cell phone and the app, and a little bit of knowledge of clouds. But so we're hoping land cover. Land cover is going to be pretty simple. It's going to be kind of a dichotomous key. If you ever heard of MUC, modified UNESCO classification, when you do the MUC field guide, it's going to be something like that. But then we're going to add the tree height component. Several months. I'd say towards middle of spring, towards the end of spring, until we get that all fleshed out. So we're super excited about that, to get more of those tree height measurements. So then we'll have the student ones coming in, then we'll have the citizen science ones, coming in. So, yeah. I said I'm super excited about that about 10 times. I am really, because, we have the best of the best doing this stuff, which is really cool. Any other thoughts or questions, concerns? Nope.
Not from me. I gotta go to work in about 15 minutes. Gotta start winter 18 semester here. So
yeah. Good luck with all that, and Godspeed, man.
Thank you. Hey, one quick thing. Why is International Virtual Science Symposium? I swear it's like a month earlier this year, isn't it?
Oh, it might. Yeah, you know what? It might be. I haven't looked at that page for all. Yeah, so it's
March 1st.
It's a March 1st, and I guess the things had to be in by. They have to be in by.
And the deadline is March 1st.
Deadline's March 1st. Okay.
And then they announce in April, end of March, early April, or something like that.
It does sound like it's a month earlier. I'm thinking, I'm trying to think of the date from last year.
I think last year was April, because I was leaving for Florida and we had to have it done before we took off for spring break.
I remember you doing that. Yeah. So okay, so yeah, strange. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, that's all on Globe's end of things. So I mean, we don't have any say in that really. That's the folks at Globe who do that. But yeah, I wasn't aware that it was actually a month earlier, which stinks, because that's a month less time to
Oh yeah.
get prepared and a month less of data. So
Yeah. That's a little tough. That's a little rough this year.
yeah.
Because we're starting our stuff probably the end of the week this week. We're going to try to get 2 projects knocked out this year, and
Yeah.
See what we can find.
Hey, have you had any further communication with the folks in Croatia, Jeff?
No, that kind of dried up.
Oh, bummer.
No, I need to reach out to them again, I think.
Okay. Well, what I'll do is, hey, how about I'll shoot an email out reintroducing you, and then you can go from there maybe.
Yeah,
Cool.
my students wanted to get a hold of them, and I sent them an email, and I never heard anything back.
Okay.
It's always, you always do the webinar and you get all motivated and you get all these great thoughts, and then reality kicks in like 15 minutes after.
Yeah, right.
Like, oh, I'm tired, I'm going to bed, or
Yeah, right.
going to the next job, and
I'll shoot an email out. I'll shoot an email out, and I'll send it to I'll CC you, Jeff, and Lynn.
Cool.
To the folks I'll send it to the teachers who were there, Marina and Maria. Yeah.
I think Leah had a question yesterday, and Leah, come here. But she was taking her measurements yesterday, and we had to knock a hole through the ice to get the water measurements. And maybe you know this, maybe you don't. But her dissolved oxygen levels and conductivity levels they're pretty low compared to like the one open water spot she found. Is that normal?
Wow. So they were pretty low.
Yeah.
How much ice did you have to go through?
9 inches.
Wow, that's a lot of ice, man. Jeez. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah, her dissolved oxygen levels they dropped way down, and then the conductivity was almost half of what the one random open water spot we found. So
Yeah. I'm not sure what to read into that. I don't know enough background of conductivity for that, and I'm assuming it has something to do with. I don't know if it has to do with the density of the water or the ice. I don't know.
I was thinking it had something to do with the ice and how everything just froze up,
Yeah.
So
yeah, yeah. Because when you talk about sea ice, conductivity changes in sea ice, areas where you get the sea ice, because where you have the open ocean water, it's completely different than if you have a sea ice and you chunk through some of that sea ice to go to water, because a lot of that salt is basically can be pulled up into that sea ice, Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know, but that might be a good research project to figure out why that happened.
No, man, it was so cold measuring yesterday. It was my face. Oh my God, it was freezing. So, but that was one of those times where we got our numbers and we just didn't believe it. So, say that again,
Lynn?
So is that why fish hibernate when it's that cold and the ponds and lakes are covered with?
I think their metabolism just slows down like big time. But so they would have to slow down, because if they sped up, it would require more food or something like that. When we raise our salmon, we actually we'll make the tank colder when the eggs go in. That way, when we get back from Christmas break, we don't have to, we can start feeding them, because we delay their growth by dropping the temperature down to like 47, 48 degrees incubation.
Wow.
10 years of that. I'm nerdy with that. So get out of here.
That's pretty cool.
All right. Anybody else? If not, we can adjourn. I know Jeff's got to go to work, and yeah. All right, so yeah, stay tuned. Hopefully I'll hear in the next month or so about the campaign. And I'll see. When your measurements go in. Oh, I should also mention, you do know, if you go to, I know Jeff's seen this before. I don't know about the others. If sorry, I'm just trying to go back to if you scroll to the bottom here, well, kind of mid-page, has the most active people. Let me. I better share my screen.
You're not sharing your screen anymore.
Yeah, now I'm going to. Here we go. All right. So you can go down here on the front page of Globe, just go to globe.gov, and then down here, you can see who the most active people are when you click on the different measurements. You know, you can go to alkalinities, you can go to dissolved oxygens. Hey, there's Jeff. And then if you go to, you know, for instance, tree height, the last ones that we have, look like Thailand and Oman are the most active ones over the last 30 days. So, yeah, so you can do this for everything. There's SMAP. There's Jeff in front, number 1 in SMAP.
Hey, you want to see something funny? Click on snowpack. Look at that. Saudi Arabia and snowpack.
It must be up in the mountains or something, man.
That blows my mind.
Yeah.
I looked at that and I was like, what the heck is that?
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that has to be in the, I'm going to go look at that data now and see where in Saudi Arabia they're getting the measurements from, because that's pretty amazing.
What it is it's in the middle of the desert and they're like, yeah, there's no snow here. Boom.
Yeah, it's sand pack. Yeah. No, that'd be cool to figure out where that is. Yeah, Saudi Arabia, that's the top 180 measurements.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow. Yeah. Huh.
Oh man.
Yeah. All right, everybody. So thanks for joining in, and I'm good. This recording will be up on the Globe website somewhere. You know, I think I put them up on. I put them up as a blog, or I put them up on under the ICESat2 organization page, and I'll send a link out to that then. So, all right, thanks, and we'll chat soon. And remember, come to me if you email me, whatever, call me if you have any questions about the measurements and having problems or want to mention something, whatever. Door's always open, phone's always on. Well, not in the middle of the night, but phone's usually on. So, cheers, and talk to y'all later.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.